earlier times, there were no dating or matrimonial sites. No hangouts where the young could meet. Marriages then were truly conceived and made in heaven, and this one particularly so. Legend has it that, spurred by a dream, the king of Ayodhya sent his daughter on a ship to a distant land to marry a charming prince, Kim Suro of the kingdom of Kimhe. On this long journey, the princess carried with her hopes of a perfect marriage, a stupa, and the teachings of Lord Buddha. King Suro and Queen Huangquoc, as she came to be known, lived together for 150 years. This mythological belief is preserved in a palace near the city of Busan, which is managed by their descendants, who believe strongly that they are related to India. The Koreans have recently built a monument in Ayodhya in memory of the princess and her adventurous journey. For centuries, India remained buried under layers of myths and distant memories for the people of Korea, who remembered it as the land of the Buddha. Buddhism still has a large mass of followers in Korea. India and Korea saw no cultural exchange for hundreds of years. Distance and time began to collapse suddenly, with changes in the world order and in technology. Post-colonial Asia saw a yearning amongst new nations to see the continent from the standpoint of their own self-interest. India's first active engagement with this East Asian country was during the fiercely fought 1950 Korean War. Its army medical mission earned high praise for providing comfort and care to the injured in an adverse environment. As a prisoner of war, Mr. Hyun Dong-hwa decided to choose India as his country of domicile, as he did not want to go back to Korea.
I was quite impressed by Indian medicals, good work in South Korea. And in 1950, the Korean War ended, actually, because of India's effort at the United Nations.
In the last 40 years, India and Korea have experienced a quantum jump in their relationship. One of the defining features of this partnership have been the high-level visits of their leaders. In 2006, the President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, visited the Republic of Korea. President Lee Myung-bak's state visit to India in 2010 was followed by the visit of the President of India, Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, to Korea in July 2011, and later by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's visit in March 2012. The strategic partnership has acquired greater meaning due to increased people-to-people interaction, which has quickened and deepened the engagement. So much so that people have begun to wonder whether the DNAs of Indians and Koreans really match.
Yes, myself is in my body. There is a little bit of Indian blood, and of course I'm Buddhist. So in my mentality, like many other Korean Buddhists, we consider India as a holy land.
When Koreans were trying to rise from their troubled past in the early part of the 20th century, Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore's prophecy of Korea being the new star and lamp-bearer of Asia was a source of inspiration for many in this country of morning calm. Kim Young-shik is one of them.
From 10 years old, girl started to write a poetry after read Tagore's book. And still, I am little over 80 years old now. And till those long period, I continuously used to write a poetry and published 9 collection of Korean book. I very much appreciate for Indian philosophy and thought. Till I'm searching that way and going way that direction. And I don't know, maybe my last day should be in India.
Shik set up the Indian Museum as an independent initiative. She was awarded the Padma Shri for her contribution to literature and the deepening of cultural ties between the two countries. The real turning point in bilateral relations came in the year 2010, when Korea and India upgraded their relationship to a strategic partnership. Later, they signed the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, or CEPA, in 2010. This agreement was in recognition of the growing profile of India in Southeast Asia as a 2 trillion economy with a huge market.
As we see now that the Korean products, they are the household names in India, and India-Korea trade has crossed more than $20 billion.
Indo-Korean trade is expected to rise to $40 billion by 2015. Koreans are leaders in electronics and infrastructure, whereas India has a large pool of trained manpower, strong in the service sector and in technology. Today, some 12,000 Indian engineers are employed by Samsung. They bring with them innovation and technical expertise to meet the demands of the global consumer.
India is a great country which contributes global Samsung the success during last 16 years. Samsung they has learned a lot of things from India since 1996. India they contributed Samsung to design a Samsung product to the different needs of the consumers.
Hyundai was the first Korean company to invest in India. They took advantage of the growing passenger market, which is estimated to reach 5 million by 2020, making India the second largest producer of cars after China.
We have already invested $2.1 billion in India and have a production capacity of 7 lakh units. We are fully committed to the Indian market and will continue to focus on growing our market share in India.
Koreans suffered huge setbacks when 2 of their market leaders, Daewoo and SsangYong, went bankrupt. As in the past, the general expectation was that they would be bailed out by an American or European company. However, Koreans were in for a surprise.
Our employees were worried that who are the owner from the third world coming up. But then it's a story behind now. After we have taken over and understanding what Tata Motor or what Tata stands for, I think today all of the employees have no regrets that Tata Motor has taken over their company. I must also say that from a meager little over $200 million turnover in 2004, today while we are talking, we are almost like $700 million company.
The takeover of SsangYong by India's automobile giant Mahindra & Mahindra brought to the fore the depth and dynamism of Indian industry, which was still not well known to Koreans. It also represents a partnership which has emerged as a natural corollary of our shared values and commonality of interests.
The relationship between SsangYong and Mahindra is a symbiotic one and is mutually very beneficial to each other. And they are able to leverage off each other's strengths in a very big way.
Other sectors such as petroleum, pharmaceuticals, information technology and defense came within the arc of this multi-sector alliance. Committed to the security, stability and prosperity of the Korean peninsula, India has scaled up cooperation in the defense sector, which includes joint military exercises, joint research and development, transfer of technology, and cooperation in defense equipment. India has always supported a denuclearized and unified Korean peninsula and taken a principled stand on the actions of North Korea against its southern neighbor. Both countries are investing in the future of this partnership. The number of young Korean people learning English and Indian languages is steadily increasing. At present, over 2,500 Korean students are studying in India. The prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi and the Delhi University offer Korean language courses.
I'm like a Korean in India and I've been born here, so then I have more advantages to learn English and Hindi here. So then if I go to college in Korea, then I have more and more advantage.
Hundreds of Indian students are taking advantage of the research facilities and scholarships offered by the government of Korea. This new generation will provide managerial and technical leadership to the fast-evolving ties between the two countries. At the University of Busan and at the Hankook University of Foreign Studies in Seoul, Hindi has become a popular language.
In my university alone, there are more than 30 languages, and there is a built-in competition also. But today, not many people are going for the German or French languages. They are instead coming to Hindi.
The Indian Cultural Centre, set up by the Indian Embassy in Seoul in 2011, has become a nodal point for the youth to engage with India. The centre provides Hindi learning classes to those who are preparing to visit the country. Korean cuisine, though very different from that of India, is becoming quite popular.
More than 70% of our customer is already Indian customer.
Indian food is equally popular in Korea.
Chicken tikka makhani, shrimp masala, that kind of, that little spicy, because their food are also little spicy and they like that kind of flavors.
Koreans playing cricket is one well-kept secret. Why did they pick this game played by fannelled fools? Love of the game or to know Indians better? The team recently trained in India.
저희가 올해 1월부터 이렇게 대표팀을 훈련에 정식적으로 훈련을 들어가는데 올해 4월에는 특히 이제 인도 찬디가르로 전지 훈련을 떠나는데 거기 가서 이제 저희가 뭐 크리켓의 가장 기본이 되는 뭐 기본기서부터 전술 훈련까지 다양한 훈련을 하면서 또 이제 그 지역 팀들과의 연습 경기도 하면서 경기력을 좀 향상시켰고.
Koreans are deeply interested in Bollywood. Fan clubs have come up in Korea where Indian films are screened. Not long ago, the Indian Embassy hosted an Indian film festival in the vibrant city of Busan. This was a huge success. The film Three Idiots has been a rage. It is common to hear Koreans repeating a catchphrase from the film, "All is well."
लाइफ में कितनी भी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो ना, उसको बोलो कोई बात नहीं चाचू, सब ठीक ठाक है, all is well, all is well.
All is well.
People here love Bollywood music, much as K-pop is popular in the rest of the world. The Indian Cultural Centre provides an opportunity to learn the new genre of Bollywood dance. Interestingly, Bollywood is drawing inspiration from popular Korean numbers like Psy's Gangnam Style. And does it rock? In the northeastern states of Manipur and Nagaland, Korean serials have built up a major viewership.
We had an event a few years ago in Nagaland, in which the response, even the Koreans who went to this K-pop event were surprised at how responsive the Indian audience was. And one of the reasons they said was that they watched Korean popular culture through our channel.
There has been a lot of interest in Korean pop culture. There is a whole subculture of bloggers and people on social media who are connecting with a lot of what is happening in Korea. Even though you might not find Korean music in music stores, you might not find movies in movie theaters, there is a definite subculture where all of them are connected and they're all talking about it quite actively.
There is something really fascinating about the manner in which the last 40 years have witnessed the potential of this partnership getting actualized. In a way, it is like young lovers who climb the Namsan Tower in Seoul, hand in hand, to gaze ahead and literally lock their relationship forever and ever.